Jai Hind, dear students. Today we are moving to the next lesson, directing. You know very well, directing is one of the important functions of management. And in normal life, you know what is the role of a director while making a movie. Let us recall what are the duties of a film director to bring a colorful and most entertaining movie to the public. So a lot of duties he have to do: creating one good story, writing scripts, selecting artists, arranging places for shooting the different scenes, bringing all the workers and co-artists for shooting, editing, and for the whole process of making a good movie. And also it involves distribution of the movie into the theaters. You have a lot of experience related to the term direct. Some of the students are also creating short films. They have the role of a director. But here in business, the director's role sometimes played by the owner of the organization, and most of the time it will be by the top level managers. So directing is yet another function of management which involves the person topmost authority is inspiring the workers, leading the subordinates, motivating them, and also supervising them, also communicating effectively for the achievement of organizational goals. So you have to remember four important elements of directing are supervising the employees, motivating the members of the organization, leading them, and also communicating effectively to attain the organizational objectives. Let us discuss the meaning of the term direct. So, directing is a managerial process of guiding, motivating, leading, and supervising employees to accomplish desired organizational objectives. Suppose you have to think you are a business firm's owner. At that time, you have to guide the workers in a proper manner to do the job very effectively, motivating them. We have to satisfy the needs of the workers, inspire them, we have to give the appreciation, and also we have to give proper monetary benefits to the employees. Then the workers will be motivated. And we should take the role of a best and good leader to lead them for the achievement of organizational objectives. And also we have to supervise the employees. We have to supervise the employees to know about whether they are doing the work as per the plans. So remember, directing is a managerial process of guiding, motivating, leading, and supervising employees to accomplish the desired organizational objectives. Directing is a managerial process which takes place throughout the life of an organization. Every day and every time, the heads or supervisors, everyone is motivating the employees, leading the employees, supervising, they are giving proper directions, instructions to employees. So it is a function, it is a continuous process that goes throughout the life of an organization. So this is the concept regarding what is directing. Now the concept of directing will be more effective and more clear by going through the characteristics of directing. Some important points are there. We have to discuss about the characteristics of directing. First point is oriented towards achievement of objectives. So directing is always oriented towards the achievement of organizational objectives. So every time we are also making a movie or a video with a particular aim, particular objective, maybe to make a good documentary or to make a good short film or any other art forms. So every time the directing is oriented, given important towards achievement of objectives. So the process of directing try to ensure that the objectives are achieved through the consolidation of human efforts and non-human inputs in the most effective manner. And the process ensures that human efforts are streamlined only in direction of the objective. So we have to integrate together or consolidate together the human effort and non-human inputs, other materials in the organization. We have to bring together only through proper directions. Then only we can attain the objectives of the organization. So only directing helps to that gives orientation towards the achievement of organizational objective. Hope it is very clear. So remember the point. Next one is people-centric process. So directing is always people-centric or people-oriented process. Directing deals with people by inspiring, guiding, motivating, and supervising them to achieve the targets of the organization. Directing deals with a very complex resources as each individual, his priorities are different. Hence, to bring them to harmony is very difficult task. So you know very well, the workers of an organization are coming from different family, different locality, and they have different taste. But only with the support of the function directly, we can bring together all the employees under one umbrella, means under one objective to attain the growth of the organization. So we have to inspire them, we have to give proper guidance, we have to motivate them, and also we have to supervise all the individuals, those who have different priorities and taste. So that is why it gives more importance for the individuals of an organization, people-centric process. So remember the point, people-centric process. And the third one is, it seeks and require harmonious relationship among people. So every time directing require and seeks to bring a good relationship, harmonious relationship within the organization. The person, supervisor or manager, not having a harmonious relation with the employees will not be able to get the required performance. So every time the supervisor or manager have to keep a good and harmonious relationship, a friendly relationship with the employees. Then only the employees will obey the orders of superiors or the supervisors or the managers. Similarly, directing help in building better coordination among different people, putting their effort for the achievement of desired objectives. So every time directing seeks and require harmonious relationship among the people. So remember the point, only through direction the higher authorities can keep a good relationship between the workers and also between the superior and subordinate in an organization. Next point is related to, it is an all-pervasive activity. We are learning from the past chapters like planning, organizing, staffing. Here also, directing is an all-pervasive activity. All-pervasive means it is involved in all levels of management. So directing may be flows from top to bottom, or it may be it is included in all areas, all between all the managers, managerial level of an organization. Directing is an all-pervasive activity and is present at all levels of management every manager or supervisor are expected to guide, inspire, lead, and help the subordinates working under them. That is why it is all pervasive. The subordinates will get proper direction from the superiors. So, in every organization, there will be different levels or grades, and in each grade, one superior will be there, under lot of subordinates are working. That is why it is an all pervasive activity. It involves in all levels of management. Next point is related to dynamic and continuous activity. Dynamic and continuous activity. At this moment, you have to remember the famous leader, Hitler, and peoples like our Mahatma Gandhi, and also a lot of leaders we have to remember at this time. All these peoples are dynamic. Hitler is an autocratic leader. Gandhiji given importance for democracy, and lot of other peoples are there. Other form of leadership is there. Some people give more importance for the freedom of the workers. Some give importance only for their own viewpoint. They will give importance for their own thinking. Will never accept the viewpoints of other workers, and they will never accept the changes. But directing is a dynamic and continuous activity, which means the ways and means of directing people employed by the manager will change as per the requirement of situation. Nowadays, the organization head can't follow such a strict and rigid atmosphere with employees. They have to keep a friendly atmosphere. So, directing is only one way to keep or to be adjusted with the changing environmental practices related to business. Directing will be a continuous activity as managers have to perform directing activities throughout the functioning of the organization on a day-to-day basis. Every day, the managers are giving proper instruction. Production manager is giving instruction for how to produce the product, what is the quantity of products to be produced on particular day, like that. So it is a continuous and dynamic activity. Every day it is changing. There is some changes. So remember dynamic and continuous activity. And the next point is related to high emphasis on communication and interaction. So directing gives more importance, emphasis on communication and interaction between the superiors and subordinates. As I told, communication is one of the important element that helps to create better relationship between employees. So directing activities are highly depends on communication and interactions. Without the effective communication and the regular interaction, the objective of directing will not be possible. So continuous interaction must be there between the workers, maybe the superior and subordinates. A supervisor has to interact with the foreman to supervise or guide him. Secondly, a manager has to communicate his instructions timely and clearly for proper implementation. So, communication normally interacting flows from top to bottom and also from bottom to top. And from top to bottom, there comes the instructions and guidance how to perform the work by the employees. And from bottom to top, suggestions and feedbacks are going to the top management. So more importance for communication is there in our organization. So it is a part of that. And these are the points which indicates characteristics of that. Hope it is very clear. Next we are moving to importance of direction. Some of the points are repeating here also. So it will be very easy to recall all the points. So please listen all the points and make a note of points in the form of mind maps. Okay. So importance of direction. First point that indicates the importance of direction in an organization is it initiates action and seeks performance. Initiates action. So while we are making a short film or movie, the actors are acting and the co-workers are performing on the direction of the proper concerned director. They are performing their work. The actor and actresses are acting, they are showing their performance only based on the direction of the director, the instruction of the director. So every time when the employees are getting proper instruction or guidance, they initiates action and seeks performance. So directing with the help of instructions, initiate action of employees, and with help of guidance, supervision, and inspiration, seeks to achieve the performance from the employees. So every time you also suppose you are joining in an organization, you can do something only with the support and the direction and guidance of your superior. So remember the point, directing initiates action and seeks performance. And next one is it integrates human and non-human efforts. So you know very well in an organization there are human resources, material resources, financial resources, etc. Here directing helps to integrate, to mix together, to link together the human resources and non-human resources efforts. Means the effort of man plus the effort of machines and any other form of equipments and materials. So only through the direction, you have to remember, whatever may be the mechanization and computerization aims, we have to give instruction. I think you have heard about the human robot Sophia. When we are storing the information, when we are storing the information in programmed language, then only she can react. Otherwise, she is not answerable. She is not able to give the answer for the queries. So every time, with the support of human beings, everything works. So directing helps to create harmony among people and ensure optimum use of resources, and also directing integrates the human efforts with the non-human inputs of the organization. So the integration must be effective. Then only we can achieve the organizational objectives up to the maximum. So every time directing integrates the efforts of human and non-human resources. Next point is it motivates people and build morale. We are learning on important area in directing, that is motivation. How to inspire the workers, how to motivate them, how to bring maximum from maximum. We have to develop morale, a positive attitude towards the organization. There we are learning the theory of Maslow's need hierarchy, which gives clear explanation regarding how the motivation increases when employees' needs are satisfied. So directing helps to motivate people and make them realize that they can achieve higher standards of performance by moving in the right direction and integrating efforts. Whenever the employees under us are satisfied, whenever we are giving more proper motivation, inspiration, appreciation to our employees, then only they will be having a positive attitude, that is morale, towards our behaviors, our directions, our guidance. Otherwise, they will be against. So, motivate people and build morale. only happens through directing. Next point is it helps in balancing work and life targets. So, for the better performance of an organization, there should be a balance between the work of an organization and the life targets. What is life target? Every person will have different aims and objectives. So directing helps the employees to work to their full maximum capacity and achieve the organizational targets. And these achievements bring rewards to the employees, which in turn help them to achieve their personal goals of life. So every time the employees are getting proper direction, they will bring maximum effort for the achievement of organization's targets. And indirectly, it will help the employees to satisfy their targets or needs also. So without the process of direction, people would not contribute their best, resulting into non-fulfillment of organizational or personal targets. So you know very well, every government employee is working as per the instruction of the government authority. In a private organization, the employees are working as per the direction of the head of the department. So, every time directing helps to bring a balance between work and life target. Work target means the target of organization. Life target means the target of the employee. Target means the needs of the employee. And the next point that shows the importance of directing is directing helps in channelizing human effort. Directing helps in channelizing human effort. When the employees are coming towards our aims, when they are satisfied with their needs, then only they will follow our directions and instructions. So, directing is the only function that helps the employees in channelizing their effort in the right direction. And also, direction helps them to understand the objectives of their initiatives. So, only with the support of proper direction and guidance, the employees are satisfied and they will go through the channel, and the channel means the path through which they can achieve the organizational objectives. So, directing or the managing directors are giving proper direction to move in a path, clear path that helps to achieve the organizational objective. So that are the point indicates the importance of direction. So remember all the important points. Hope it is very clear. Next we are moving to the principles of direction. What are the principles to be followed by the workers in an organization? So principles of direction. First principle is very much familiar for you. That is unity of command. You know very well already when we learned Henry Fayol's principles of management, 14 principles of management, at that time also we have learned unity of command. So what is unity of command? We have to, as a subordinate, I have to receive command from only one superior. If I am receiving command from more than one superior, there will be a state of mind called confusion. So, what is the principle in relation to that? Let us read. Direction requires unity of command. That is, every employee should receive orders or commands from one person only, which means only one person should be there to guide the employees. Where there are more than two persons directing the efforts, channelizes the, so chances are there person may get confused or there is a duplicacy of effort and a lack of coordination. So automatically, when the principle of unity of command is violated, that will create a confusion among the workers and a possibility of duplicacy. Duplicacy means a repetition of work by different employees in the organization and a lack of coordination between the efforts of the employees. So we have to follow the principle unity of command, which gives importance for receiving. Employee have to receive orders from only one superior. Hope it is very clear. Next principle is principle of harmony. Harmony indicates the best relationship between all the members in an organization. So let us read what is principle of harmony. So principle of harmony that explains direction should resolve the conflict between personal and organizational goals. Direction should try to bring harmony between the efforts of all individuals and group working in an organization towards the achievement of organizational objectives. The only organization can achieve the maximum where the workers are keeping a good relationship between them, where there is a higher level of high degree of harmony between the efforts of all individuals and groups working in the organization. If the harmony is more, the organization's growth is also more. If there is more disputes between the workers, the organization can't achieve its objectives maximum. So this principle of directing, we have to follow principle of harmony for the achievement of organizational objective. And the next one is principle of direct supervision. You know very well, supervision means looking over whether the employee is working as per the instruction, as per the guidance. So we have to follow the direct supervision. Direction requires direct contact or supervision of the person directing and individual receiving direction. Nowadays, the organization is using CCTV cameras for watching the performance of the employees. Majority of the schools are using CCTV for watching the classroom activities, teacher people interaction, and our whole campus also. So without close interaction, direction will not be possible or will become ineffective. So direct supervision motivates the personnel and they feel importance. Secondly, there is less chance of communication gaps. So where the supervisors are giving proper motivation and direction for the employees, there will be no wastage of time, effort and money. All the workers will obey the commands from supervisors and foremen, and workers will bring maximum performance. And there will be no communication gap. Whatever may be the directions coming from the top management, it will be communicated to the employees through supervisors. So we have to follow the principle direct supervision, not indirect supervision like using CCTV. So we have to maintain direct supervision. And next one is use of informal approach. Informal means we have to, for keeping a better relationship, we have to keep informal relations also, informal relations with the employees. So directing also requires the informal setup within the organization. This helps the managers to supplement and support the formal channels of directing. So where the employees are keeping a good and open relationship with the head of the organization more than the formal channels, or as a part of the formal channel, there will be good result. Good result. Every time we have to keep a good touch with the personal life of the employees also. We have to ask what about the child's education, health of the family members, like so. We have to give financial support on the crisis situation faced by the employees. So, informal relationship or informal approach help in better cooperative behavior, resulting in the more effective coordination. So, whenever we are keeping an informal approach with the employees, along with the formal approach, means formal channels of directing, we can bring maximum performance and support or cooperative behavior from employees. So remember use of informal approach. Next principle is principle of individual contribution. Principle of individual contribution. Directing activities should target to get maximum individual contribution. Every individual workers should be motivated, supervised. We have to lead every individual members in the organization. Why we need individual motivation, individual supervision? Then there will be high level of contribution from employees. So that even higher objective can be achieved by integrating all such efforts. This also helps in providing better reward for the employees. So suppose every year the organization is selecting the best employee, individual supervision is effective. Otherwise, sometimes there will be influence of personal bias. So, individual contribution, that principle explains about giving more importance for the individual supervision, motivation, etc. This is another principle of direction, principle of individual contribution. And we need a flexible mechanism in directing. We need a flexible mechanism. That is another principle. Every time we have to be flexible in a relation with the employees. Don't be so rigid while taking the decisions. Also, while instructing the employees, we have to be flexible as per the situation. So directing involves a flexible mechanism of direction, which means employees working in different levels and every employee is being different. So manager must use suitable mechanism to direct him. So one example is here, depending on situation, nature of work and person involved, the manager may have to use differential style of leadership. So we have to keep individual relationship with the workers, and leadership also different for different personnel. So it is like a psychological movement to bring the control of employee under the manager. So we have to adopt a flexible mechanism of giving direction, giving guidance, motivating the employees as per the nature of the employee. Then only it will be effective. We can't give same policy of motivation or leading or communicating with the employees. It will depend upon the nature of the employee and their performance. So remember, the last principle of direction is use of motivation. You know very well, my dear students, whenever you are motivated through the words and deeds, your performance will increase. When the students are not getting motivation, and majority of the teachers are well aware about how to inspire the students, how to give appreciation for their performance, maybe through positive and negative reinforcement. Like the same, in an organization also, the workers need maximum motivation and it is a part of directing. So the last principle of direction is use of proper motivation. Directing will bring better result if the manager motivates his subordinates, maybe through financial motivation or non-monetary motivation. And whenever the employees are bringing higher performance, we have to give them financial motivation. So a manager can motivate his juniors with the help of various motivating techniques like monetary benefits, giving a good amount of incentives, appreciation through words and deeds, job enrichment, promoting the employee, job rotation from one position to another position, etc. So the employer manager can apply these type of techniques to motivate the workers. With motivation, employees are more committed towards the job and contribute their effort in a better manner. So only through proper motivation, whenever every day, if the employees are getting irritated comments from the higher authority, they will never work in a positive manner. But whenever they are watching the smiling face of higher authorities, it is a positive inspiration for the workers, positive thing for the workers to perform more. They will be very active from the morning till the evening. So it is another principle and the last principle of direction, use of motivation by the managers or the topmost authorities, maybe in monetary form or in non-monetary form. It is very essential. I think already I have indicated you the theory of Maslow's need hierarchy. That theory is related to motivation, which clearly explains how to motivate the employee. What is the importance of satisfying the needs through motivation? So these are the principles of direction. Hope all the points are very clear for you. If you have any doubts, please contact me for doubt clarification. So watch this video in full and any doubts, please watch once again. Keep all the points related to meaning of direction, characteristics of direction, importance of direction, and principles of direction in the form of a mind map in your mind. So thank you for your patient listening. Thank you.